Hey everybody, it's Cheryl Lawson. Welcome to episode 3 of This Week in Social Media Tulsa, or Social Media Tulsa This Week. I don't know which one ever sounds better. But as you can see, I remembered to do my lower third and the beginning of the broadcast, so we're getting there. Anyway, so I want to talk about what was going on this week in Tulsa and social media and what's happening with SMTULSA. So first, we had a really nice meetup this week with Manjamo Food Truck of Tulsa. I think for those of you who are part of the meetup group, you saw where one of the local food trucks had asked me to help him with some Google Plus strategy. And so I agreed to do it, and I tweeted something like "We'll work for food," and so he called me on it. And but it was great food, so no regrets there. We had, for those of you who RSVP'd and didn't show up, we had baked ziti and meatballs, and it's fantastic. But anyway, so we did talk a little bit about Google Plus, and I wanted to share just some insights of that with Manjamo Truck, and make sure you add them to your circles because it's great food, great people, and I'm sure you're going to be seeing some wonderful posts from them here in the near future. So a couple of things that really I think stood out to me in just our conversations and talking and was, the difference between the Android app, mobile app, because of course, as a food truck owner, he does most of his work via mobile. So it was really interesting of what you can do from the Android mobile app that you can't necessarily do directly from the Apple version of Google Plus, of the Google Plus app. But that's not to say that you can't update and post from the Apple app. You just have to, before you get started, get to the desktop and change some settings, right? So make sure you have notifications on, what kind of notifications you want, and make sure you're sharing with the right people. So I'll take you over to my screen share really quickly and just go over a few things that I shared with them, and hopefully that'll help you as well from a Google Plus social strategy standpoint. So let's go to there we go. I can get out of this without, hey, say hi. It's without ruining. So if you have a business page on Google Plus, and you'll know that you have a business page if they asked you to submit either an address, so your old Google Places page is now your Google Plus business page, or you simply went on some other business page and said create a business page of your own, right? So there's a difference, just like on Facebook, there's a difference between your profile page and your business page. But if you have a business page and you're on the desktop, you'll see these options here in the drop down. When you look at my business, you can see insights, just like on Twitter and just like on Facebook, and you can see how many views you have, actions on posts, which I guess mine are down. So you guys need to help me out here. But anyway, my new followers are down. So hello. But anyway, I also have it tied to my Google Analytics from Social Media Tulsa, which looks like it's down too. So I have some work to do. And but you can go in and look at insights by engagement and audience, and see the types of things that people are engaging with, some of your more popular posts and what people are liking and sharing the most, right? So you can go to how many new followers you have, and start looking at that more in depth as you become more focused on what's happening with your Google Plus page. I wouldn't stress on it as much in the beginning. As you can see, you know, I only have 87 followers here on SMTULSA Google Plus business page, which you guys need to rectify if you're watching this. So head over to google.com/SMTULSA and circle the page. I will say I focus a lot of my attention and energy on Google Plus from my personal page. So I think on that page, you know, I have a lot more friends and followers, but that's okay. I don't think it's, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a gazillion people following you on Google Plus in order to have an impact. And they don't necessarily have to be your friends. It'd be great if they were in your area, and insights will kind of help you with how to communicate. Doing Google Plus Hangouts is also another great way to kind of get people to be aware of your site. So just like I'm talking now and saying, hey, everybody, you know, help me out. My numbers are pretty low. So, you know, just like I'm doing it now with the Hangouts, this Hangout Live, of course, is streaming on YouTube, and I've added the link on Twitter, and I'll add the link on Facebook, so people can then watch the recording of this and hopefully head over to Google Plus and add me to your circles. And I get that now there's not a lot of folks that are using Google Plus on a regular basis that are in SMTULSA, but I'm seeing a lot more Tulsa-related business activity on Google Plus. So we'll look at that in a second as well. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, of course, are events, and not like Facebook events. You can do events that are Hangouts, right? So you can invite people to Google Plus Hangouts, or you can invite them to face-to-face events, and then you can invite people via Circle. So let's go back and I'll show you a little bit more about posting here. We'll get out of my insights because that's just depressing. Anyway, so I'll go to my SMTULSA Google Plus page, and you can see the kinds of posts here, and this will tell you what your Google Plus page looks like to the public. So you're viewing it as yourself or myself. You can click here and see viewing as public. So now it looks a little bit different because I've shared certain things just with circles, or I've had separate conversations with people. And so you don't necessarily see all of that. But this is what, if you just clicked on the google.com/+SMTULSA, this is what you would see, right? All public posts and videos or anything. When you click on stream, this is where you find people that are that you've added to your circles. So people you're essentially following here. And you can see I have a few circles here up at the top. So I can look at just the people I'm following, people that are customers. I have a VIP circle. And then you can go here and look for even more of your circles, or you can click on Explore, and Google Plus will show you some interesting things for you. And as you can see, the first thing in line is my Cowboys lost. So not real happy about that today, but it has been a nice week. So you can also just look at what you're sharing, or if you want to post something, you can post from either place, right? So here's where you want to post a link or a photo or just text. And I'll say just text on Google Plus is probably not the best idea, although you can do that. So let's see, what can I post here? Here's a link to a blog post I did on smtulsa.com. And by the way, it's a great way to blog to win free conference registration. So if you want to head over to our Google Plus page, I'm going to post that now. And where did I go? There we are. So you just add a link, plug it in, and just like on Facebook and Twitter, it'll give you the main photo, or if you added a profile photo or a blog post feature image, that image would show up, right? So you can add a little text. When SMTULSA registration. Okay, now here's where Google Plus is a little bit different, because now I can decide who I want to share this information and this post to. I can share it with just my circles, people who I have added to circles. I could share it to public. I can share it with extended circles, which includes everybody in my circles and then anybody in their circles, right? Or I could share it with an individual circle. So you're more than likely in my SMTULSA folk circle. There's 377 of you. So, and this is mostly from my personal SMTULSA circle. I just shared the circle, and so I'm following people from that, and it's mostly people from Tulsa or Oklahoma, people who are on Google Plus. And I have some other circles. You could also share with communities, and the communities are different than circles. Some of you are part of the Social Media Tulsa community on Google Plus. But the one thing you can't do is share with a community and a circle. So you have to choose one or the other per post. So you can certainly post the same thing to your circles or to public that you post to a community, but you can't do it in the same post. Does that make sense? Hopefully so. So what I'll do is I'll share this post with the public and with my circles. So that way you'll get this notification up here in the corner that says Cheryl Lawson. No, this is SMTULSA just shared a post with you. Right? And notifications aren't very intrusive. The intrusive part is when you select this box that says also send an email to your circles. And I don't advise you to do that unless you have notified the circle or a particular circle that, hey, I've got you in the circle. From time to time, I'll send you an email from me. If you, and I would just say, if you don't want to receive emails from me, just let me know, and you can let people do that via comment, right? I know a couple people who do that, and it's not very intrusive, but you don't want to necessarily make that a habit at all, because it does get annoying to get emails from people, especially if you don't necessarily have them in your circles. So you just hit share, and now the post is live on the page for everyone to see, because I made it public, and I also shared it with my circles. So you'll probably, if you're in one of my circles, which you probably are, you'll see this little unread notification there at the top. The other thing that I think a lot of people miss out on is updating their settings. So when you go to your settings, you can see what kinds of, you can tell Google, of course, Google Plus, what kind of notifications you want to receive. Do you want them via email, via phone? When do you want to be notified if somebody adds you to a circle, or if Google suggests that you add people to your circle? If somebody tags you in a photo, very similar to what Facebook does, somebody tags one of your photos, tags themselves, how do you want to be notified? And you can either add that, send those notifications to your phone or to your email. And that was one of the things we talked about with Manjamo Truck, is that he hadn't turned on the settings to be notified for his phone. I think one of the comments, I had commented on one of his posts when he was near my home, and I said, hey, how long are you going to be there? The message until he was already gone, of course. So that helped him to kind of set up his notifications via phone. So those are a few things just from Google Plus. Hopefully they'll help you out. The other just bit of advice, posting strategy. was, food, pictures of food, food porn, talk about where you're going to be. But also, Arvell had a great idea of creating events on Google Plus, because a lot of us don't necessarily know when the food truck festivals are. I know that I just found out that Eat Street is this coming weekend, and that the Garden Diva is, all of these food truck and Italian food events are coming up, that you could be the information provider on Google Plus. The last thing I did say I was going to talk about communities. So let me go back to share. There we go. So communities on Google Plus are a lot like groups on Facebook. So you get a lot of engagement. You can share within the community. So we have a Social Media Tulsa community. There's a Google Plus helper community, which is really great, and I suggest that you join that community. I did start a Tulsa food trucks community. So if you are a food truck operator, or you do marketing for food trucks, please feel free to join that group and share all of your pictures and food porn and all that good stuff in that group. So I have a few private communities. So specifically with the production team for SMTULSA Conference, we have a private group on Google Plus. Private community on Google Plus, and you can just see some of the other communities. And just like anything else, there's a community for any interest that you can find. So just for shits and giggles, I'll type in Tulsa, and you can then see all of the communities that have Tulsa in the name. So the Tulsa Metro Business Community has 296 members. That's a pretty good community. There's a real estate group. There's a marketing group. There's a West Tulsa community. There's a North Tulsa community that I founded. So if you're in North Tulsa and you're on Google Plus, please come over. There's just there's a Tulsa Tech community. I just noticed that one. There's Social Media Tulsa right there. It's us. And I think I started the community before I created the page. So that's why there's 195 members of the community and only 80 or so people following the page. So it's okay. It's kind of a lot like what happens with Google, with Facebook groups, right? There's a lot of people in there engaging and talking and doing things that may or may not be happening on the page, but you want to try to bring people to your Google Plus page, because for things like this, or for Hangouts and things where people can actually pay attention to whatever is going on with you. And then you can just see there's tons and tons and tons of communities. The driller is everywhere. Some of them are private. Some of them have 1 or 2 members so far, but, search for your interests. It's, very much like search for the things that you're interested in, or maybe that your clients would be interested in, and then start engaging with them. Just like anything else, don't go into communities and start spamming things. So you can also search on Google Plus. I just clicked over to people and pages, and so you can see the different people and business pages that have Tulsa related. There's our friend Lori Kane, and so there's that. Right? So you can do searches and find communities, and you can also search for individual posts. You can search everything Tulsa that has the word Tulsa in it, so you can see just some of the posts. There's our friend Manjamo. Food was delicious, by the way. Oh, hey, there's me from last week, I think. Yeah. So, you can start to see who's all posting. There's another food truck, Pita Place, posting on Google Plus with Tulsa related stuff. And it's not just me. I know you see me a lot, but it's not just me. There are a few other people. So, oh, there's me again. All right. So it is me, but this is best of. So you can actually search most recent and then people and places. All right. So, okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the new inbox for Gmail. I don't know if you've heard about the invitations that are going out, and Gmail and Google introduced this new inbox system. And I sent an email over to inbox@google.com, I think, that's all you have to do to request an invite. And I got an invite pretty quickly to my Gmail account. They're not ready for business accounts. So stuff like my Cheryl at SMTULSA, which is a Google account, business account, they're not ready for those yet. But for Gmail accounts, it is fantastic. Now, I have been a warrior for a clean inbox for a long time, and Gmail was making some really great strides at making that happen, right? So the putting things in category, promotions, social, forums, and those kind of updates. So it made it kind of put in boxes, and then you can clean it out from there. But Inbox just takes it to a whole nother level. So I'm going to show you what Inbox does. Unfortunately, I gave out all my invitations yesterday on Google+. So if I get more, I'll post it over on my personal Google+ page. And if I have any more invites, you can shoot me your Gmail account and I'll invite you. But let's take a look at it real quick. All right. So this is what Inbox looks like. And this is my inbox. So these are all my emails. And just like the changes they made to Gmail, I don't know, probably 8 months ago, maybe even a year ago. I don't even know. I'm not very good with time, but a few months ago when people were sending you, hey, don't forget to add me to your list, or Gmail will put you in the promotions, and emails were getting lost in promotions or social or updates and those kind of things. Well, so the same categorization happens in Inbox, but how you get rid of those emails or how you can view them and pass them along is just so much easier. So let's take a look at one of them. So you can see there's social, there's updates, forums, promotions. There's also financial, and I'll show you some of the other categories here in a second. So let's just say I want to look at social. Okay, so there's a email, there's something from one of the subscriptions to YouTube that I have. I'm not really interested in them. So I can just say, oh, okay, I'm done reviewing these, or I can just say, I don't want to see any more of those. And that just completely deleted those emails. I don't necessarily have to go back to any of the social ones. Of course, just like anything, you can search. Now, if you don't want to delete the emails, you want to just archive them. So just for example, these are all the updates. Somebody's downloaded my sponsorship proposal. Great, love that. My Google alerts, and a message from one of my designers. So this is all information, but I pretty much know everything I need to know just from the heading. So I can just sweep these and they're just done, right? They're all finished. I don't need to do anything with them. Forums, same thing. This was the email that I sent out earlier today, inviting Social Media Tulsa meetup members to the new affiliate program. So this is just a copy, and then, okay, I'm done with it. Again, I can always go back and search it or find it in my archives, but I'm done with it. Promotions, look at Juicy Couture giving me 40% off today only. And I can just say, you know what, this one email, send it to the trash. But the register now for 2015 CES, you can see I've added it to my pin, and that just basically says, hey, I want to remember to register for the 2015 Consumer Electronics Show. Actually, I've already registered and I'm in. So, and look, here's just one more email. This is my weekly email from Chris Brogan, and it was great. And I actually responded to him this morning, and so I wanted to pin it because I took a little while to respond. One of my response categories was focus. But side note, if you're not signed up for Chris Brogan's email list, you should be. It's just really great to have with your coffee in the morning on Sundays, and see what Chris is up to, and see how his advice relates to what you've got going on. So anyway, but I'm kind of done with it, but I still want to keep it pinned. So if you click on the pin up here, oops, I just deleted it because it was pinned, but you'll see all of the stuff that you had pinned, whether you have it in sharing or not. So, so now that is an empty inbox. Can you believe it? You can always, again, go over to your categories here. Anything, you can also snooze emails to come back later, your drafts, anything that you sent. And then here's all of the categories again, but nicely hidden over to the side. And there's an empty inbox. And then, so if you want to do a new one, you want to set a reminder, you want to send a little hangout chat to somebody, it gives you kind of the people you talk to the most. I talk to myself the most. Okay. That's not unusual at all. So that's inbox. I think it's really going to be more meaningful when it gets to people's business accounts, because of course, you know, when you're doing business, you're getting more emails over there than you might be getting on Gmail. Or for those of us who have our business emails coming into our Gmail account, you get the benefit of having inbox. So for example, I can choose who I want the email to be from. So I can send an email from Party Aficionado or SMTULSA or my Gmail Party Aficionado. The only problem is over on my SMTULSA Gmail, I don't actually have access to this functionality yet, but hopefully that will be coming soon. And I'll hopefully have more invitations to send out too. So, okay, so that's inbox. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, on Google+. You can tweet SMTULSA, or you can tweet me at Party Aficionado if you have questions about inbox, or even ask a question here on Google+, and I'll get the alert and be happy to answer your questions. So, and again, I'll put it over on my personal Google+ if I have more invitations. So just be on the lookout if you're looking for an invitation, or you just send an email to inbox@google.com and request an invitation. And so if you have a Gmail account, it's going to be pretty easy. Okay, what else is going on? Oh, I wanted to show you my favorites Halloween posts. You guys had some great Instagram photos and Facebook posts, but I wanted to just show you the three that I reposted over the Halloween weekend. The first one, or the one I'm going to show you, was this really cool a guy dressed up as the driller. How cool is that? I mean, very unique. I hope he can breathe and all, but I thought that was really cool. And then our friends, that is so awesome. The guy from the aliens, Ancient Aliens on the History Channel, it's just spot on. I can't even imagine. So Danica, you nailed it. Really, you did. So be involved and to also benefit from the conference, helping people and your friends and your bosses and your coworkers to be a part of SMTULSA Conference, because it really is informational and inspiring. And one of my favorite tweets from March's conference was, SMTULSA is where dreams are made. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's that was really something special to hear from somebody who wanted to be at the conference. So for those of you who have attended the conference or really dig what the conference is about, you can influence your friends to come and encourage your friends and colleagues to attend, and you can get paid for it too. So I announced an affiliate program. So for those of you who are members of Social Media Tulsa on Meetup, head over to the discussion board or check your email, and you'll see the link for the affiliate program and all the details involved in joining and how much money you get every time somebody registers with your link. Right? And it's all managed by Eventbrite, so it's you don't have to wait for me to tell you somebody registered. When somebody registers, it's an automatic thing. So I also wanted to show you, I'm not sure if I did this in the first episode or not, the new socialmediatulsa.com. And while we have smtulsa.com for the conference, we still have socialmediatulsa.com. So this is SMTULSA, and it's all basically registration stuff and event conference specific. And pretty soon I'll be adding the speakers, so stay tuned. Hopefully by next week's show, I'll be announcing a few of the speakers that we have confirmed so far. But anyway, over on socialmediatulsa.com, it's really where I want people to come and learn about what Social Media Tulsa is all about. I also think that where we can go from here, where we are going from here, is as a community becoming the place where if you need social media help, whether it's for an event or for your business, we as a community, the people who are thought leaders and people who are really doing social media day to day as a profession can come and help you. We've done events like Center of the Universe and the Route 66 Marathon, and would love to come and help you in your event. So that socialmediatulsa.com is kind of where that information lives and how you can get in touch with us for that. Again, how you can join the meetup group, and where I'll do blog updates and post those kind of things. So this past week, I also posted Google's new Halloweenify. So if you didn't get in on that fun, you should have, because it was hilarious. So you could turn any photo into a fun Halloween photo. Yeah, that's me. But anyway, and some of them, I don't know how they were able to do the ones that smashed into the windows. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on it, but these are really cool. So anyway, that's what you can find over on socialmediatulsa.com. And as time goes on and we lead up to the conference, you'll see more posts on socialmediatulsa.com. But again, mostly it's for those of you who want to connect with us, where you can connect for free and where you can get information about social media from the blog posts, from our meetup, from all of our history so far. And then, of course, how you can connect with us on the social networks, right? On Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all that good stuff. All right, I think that's all I have for you. Oh, were you not seeing what I showed you? Oh, hold on a sec. What up? All right, that's the socialmediatulsa.com. And that's smtulsa.com, right? And then there's the affiliate invitation for the 2015 conference. So hopefully you saw all those. I thought I was connecting. So just in case I wasn't, I'll just show those again. All right, now I can stop sharing. Fantastic. Okay, so it looks like there's somebody watching. So, hey, sorry it's so late. I know it's 10 o'clock. Did you spring back? I did, but still woke up early. Anyway, I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to hear what you're doing. So post your updates and your comments here in the YouTube video or over on Google Plus or anywhere. If you'd like to join me for one of these hangouts, I can schedule a particular time, but since it's just me, I figured I'll jump in when I have time on Sundays. But if you'd like to join me, please add your comments and your name in the comments, and I'll certainly invite you to next week's recap, and you can tell me what's happening with you this week. All right. Thanks, everybody. See ya.